news online. Why the dump? Why the dump? Well, we were almost up to 3.9 trillion on the road today, as you see. And now we are down to 3.7 trillion. So we did get a bit of a market dump. You look at the 24-hour trading volume, that is down a bit. But we are starting to make some up moves today, a little correction. So Bitcoin is at 97,000. Ethereum is still well down below 4K at 3,697. XRP dumped 11% over 24 hours, but it's up for the 1 hour at $2.16. We got other top coins, Solana at number 5, Dogecoin number 7, Cardano at number 9, and then coming in at 11, Tron, then Avalanche, Shiba Inu, Toncoin, excuse me, Chainlink, Polkadot, Stellar, Bitcoin Cash at number 20, Sui coming up to 21, Hydra 22, Pepe, Litecoin hanging out around 26 for the most top coins. You can see here that we're pretty green for the 1 hour, but we're pretty red for the 24 hour. So we'll have to see what the market does. We'll probably get a little bit more sideways is what I would be my guess. Not investing advice. We're just talking shop here, guys. All right, having little connection issues here, so let me see. I'm in a good spot. I should be getting good connection. Let's keep going here. Altcoin. Well, let's look at the blockchain, the time chain calendar. You are getting Satoshis on sale right now for the last couple weeks' price. You can get 1,022 Satoshis for $1 US. If you're one of our many new subscribers, thank you for liking and sharing. We appreciate that. It takes 100 million Satoshis to equal 1 Bitcoin. That is the little, everything behind the dot, those are Satoshis. Everything to the right of the dot. All right, let's look at our Bitcoin price prediction. Let's make sure this is the most current. This is from coincodex.com. And the 5-day prediction is at $106,000. So we're looking up. The 1 month is 112%. The 3 month is looking at a dip in the market. So we are still seeing a lot of positive movement. Doesn't look like it's quite time for the dip. I expect to see that sometime around the inauguration time. That would be my wild guess, based on just kind of cycles. You know, you go away in May is kind of a crypto thing. It's not always May, but right around that time, it just seems to happen. Altcoin season. We are still heavy and hot in altcoin season, but you can see over here, we were way up here in the 80s, and now we've dropped down to 71. So we're still in altcoin season, but that looks like some profit. All right, we lost our connection there again. Sorry about that. So why is Bitcoin price down today? We're going to look at that. Also, we're going to look at a couple other headline news that you don't want to miss. So like and subscribe. Let's check this out. Why is Bitcoin price down today? You can go to Cointelegraph, and Yasu Gola tells us that the risk was that it would drop below 90,000. I don't think we went that low. It was in the 90s. You got to remember, we just hit the 100,000, a week or so ago, or about a week, maybe not even that. And, we're already panicked because it's dropped down to 90, what it was the week before. We should not. It is still a bull market. I mean, you got to do your investment strategy. If that is scary for you and you got to get out, then I guess that's what you got to do. Most of the Bitcoin investors that I'm talked to are holding out for much higher gains, even if it takes years to get there. So Bitcoin price dropped more than 4% in 24 hours. That is really not a big drop in cryptocurrency world, especially Bitcoin world. Went down below 97,000 on December 10th. Then that was 6.4 below the all-time high. You got to remember, a lot of people are coming into cryptocurrency from the stock market, where these type of changes are much more dramatic. Well, in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, those are mild fluctuations. So if you can't handle that, this may not be your game. That's all I got to say. You got to be prepared for 10% gains in a week. You got to be prepared for 20, 50% losses. You know, over a few weeks, possibly even quicker. I mean, we could see huge drops. Our losses from a bull to a bear can be over 90%. So this is not unusual, guys. This is the way the market flows. October 28th, prior to the election, Microsoft included a section in its Form 14A filing with the U.S. Securities Exchange titled Assessment of Investing in Bitcoin. So this suggests that the company is looking into diversification. There's a lot of rumors that it will be getting involved in Bitcoin. We just had an announcement that Amazon is looking at investing in Bitcoin. They're trying to get permission from their shareholders. So, wow, a lot of stuff is going to happen. Bukele of El Salvador, or no, not Bukele, the leader of El Salvador, can't remember who he is, but I think they found like $1 trillion in gold, and they're looking at investing in Bitcoin. I know the ETF volume dropped, and that's part of why the price dropped. I guess I'm talking two different directions here. The price drop is one conversation I should stick to. We'll talk about the positives in a while. Long-term Bitcoin realizes profit, so there is some profit taking going on. People who've been holding on since for a while or before these big pumps are saying, hey, maybe I should just take my profit. So 6 to 12-month holdings largely consist of Bitcoin accumulated during the extended consolidation period from March to October of this year. So it's highly likely these coins are being realized as profits near the $100,000 level. It is a psychological level. So if you bought down in the 60s or the 70,000, you're looking at these 25 plus percent 25 to 48% gains. So it's like people will want to take profit. That's the way it is. But the bull run continues. If you look at what happened in the past bull run, similar things have happened where profit taking. Bitcoin risks to drop below 90,000. We talked about this yesterday when I said we do show the indication of a short-term dip. Some people feel that 88,000, this is based on the charts, could be the low. The relative strength index, Fibonacci, things like this are what reveal potential price corrections. Ascending or descending wedges give us an indication of where we're going. And as of the time of this is just written not long ago, within less than 24 hours. As of the time of this writing, it looks like the wedge is trending toward two inside converging ascending trend lines. So I think it's a little bit of a bearish reversal indicator to some analysts, but overall I think we are still up. The downside target for December is approximately 87,450 to 94,000, depending on the breaking point. So why did we lose? This is telling us a little bit, profit taking. Also, a lot of people were liquidated in the options market. Um, they tried to bet longs and it didn't long, so it shorted and it took all their money. That's what happens. So when a lot of people are betting longs, then it drops. When a lot of people are betting the shorts, then it jumps. So here's some of the headline news by Cointelegraph. Quantum computing, this new chip that's come out by Google, you might hear about it. There will probably be some news that it could crack Bitcoin, but it actually cannot. I've done a little research into this. It's not designed to do that. It would have to kind of cut into a transaction, and it's just not designed to work in that manner. It would still take many of these chips, which are super expensive. I think it would take um, like 1,000 or 1,000,000 of these super expensive chips to be able to get into a transaction. So it's a long way off, not going to happen within the next probably 5 to 10 years, according to experts. But we looked at what happened in crypto today, or we're going to look at that. Eric Trump predicts Bitcoin will hit $1 million. This just came out an hour ago by Helen Partez. And this is probably based on the positive sentiment that we're seeing. We talked about why Bitcoin's going down, the option traders, and also profit takers. BitGo enables institutional Bitcoin yield with Core. So this is a pretty interesting option for those, excuse me, that don't want to handle Bitcoin directly. Staking through a something that is secured by a big company like BitGo, that could be something to look into for profit taking. Here's what we talked about a minute ago, the quantum computing threatening Bitcoin. It is not looking like a real thing. Also, people are looking at ways of incorporating more security for Bitcoin. And if you're not familiar with how Bitcoin works, anyone who holds a node has a heavy input. A lot of times these are the miners. They have a lot of heavy input into a consensus. A consensus would take 50% of the Bitcoin node holders to decide to make a change in the algorithm or something like that with Bitcoin. If there's a division, then that's when you have something that is called a fork. And Bitcoin Cash is actually a fork of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, at one time, those that were running the nodes and in making this all happen, making some changes in the Bitcoin algorithm, they got in an argument and they forked the actual Bitcoin code, and Bitcoin Cash came out of it. Now, the way it used to work with the fork is if Bitcoin would fork, then everyone who had Bitcoin would get some of the new forked coin if they were held properly. That was just part of the algorithmic change that would happen. So kind of interesting. Bitcoin sees more liquidation since 2021 as a crazy reset wipes out $1.6 billion. We did look at that. Our market cap, we're approaching 4 trillion, which I'm excited at the numbers of 4 and 5 trillion, waiting for that to happen, hopefully before the end of January. So pretty interesting things going on here. Let's go ahead and look at our last story here. Also, Eric Trump believes that crypto and blockchain will outpace outdated banking systems. I think that's definitely going to happen in the next couple years. We did talk already about the Bitcoin tumbler. We got Bitcoin ASIC maker explaining production line into the U.S. Of course, they're going to have to deal with maybe Donald Trump and the tariffs that he's talking about. I don't think, this is just my gut, is he's not going to tariff everything. He's mostly going to target tariffs on the markets that affect the U.S. businesses, because it wouldn't really benefit us as a nation if he tariffs everything coming out of China. That would just really make it hard on businesses, on the computer sector. So I don't really think it's going to be a across the board tariff. So we'll have to see if that happens. So here's what happened in crypto today. Cointelegraph, excuse me, tells us we saw the dip. Um, Eric Trump, we talked about him. He predicted Bitcoin will hit a million. Google announced their new quantum computing chip. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse criticized 60 Minutes for omitting crucial information about his company's lawsuit with the United States Security Exchange. Well, that's because 60 Minutes is a sellout. They've been a sellout for a long time now. They used to be a really good investigative reporting news station. Now they're just cheerleaders, I think. Trump, an American businessman, executive vice president of the Trump Organization and son of United States, Eric Trump, that is, predicted Bitcoin would hit a million. He gave a speech at the Bitcoin MENA event on Abu Dhabi on December 10th. So that was a big deal. A lot of Bitcoin people there. He predicted more governments will embrace Bitcoin. We talked about that. That's happening all over the world. He emphasized Bitcoin is not just another asset. It is not just an investment. It is a global asset. It's a hedge against inflation, a hedge against political turmoil, political instability, acts of God, hurricanes, fires, floods. Google unveils its quantum chip. We talked about that. If you want to find out more about that, you can get in this, but doesn't look like this new chip called the Willow is going to be able to pop Bitcoin in half. Brad Garlinghouse criticizes 60 Minutes here, and we talked about that. So I think you're up to date on all the news. I hope you have a great day. We could look real quickly. I've got a few minutes here at the chart. Um, let's look at the market cap rate here, first of all. All right. So here's that giant cup and handle. Let's look at the 24-hour. Very flat. Let's look at the 7-day. We're in a downtrend. 14-day, kind of a hump. And then the 1 month, another hump. Those are both not great. 3 month, it is up. So on the 3 month, we're still looking up. We're just going to have to watch this. Hopefully, we recuperate. I do believe we're still in a bull market. How long this retracement and sideways action will go, it's really anyone's guess. I suspect we're still going to go up overall. We just might have a week of down here or there, and then we'll have to see what happens as far as that goes. So Bitcoin here, the 3 month is starting to make almost a little bit of a hump, which would not be too good, in my opinion. This is a little bit of a hump too, still kind of up, but yeah, not professional chart reading, but I think we're going to have some sideways for a while, potentially. That can change in a moment's notice. MicroStrategy did put a lot more money into Bitcoin, put several, I think, $billion in. So there's a lot of money going into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. It should push it up at some point once the retail market kicks in. We'll just have to see how the retail reacts. Typically, over the holiday season, there has been a bit of a buying spurt, which can kick up the coin price. So that is it. Have a great day. I am out of here. Goodbye.